Good morning, everybody. Greetings, bonjour, falcha, kumaska, guten tag to you all from near and far. The fact that those present here today come from countries from the far reaches of Europe to the other side of the world exemplifies the extent of poverty around this global community. Again, you are all welcome. We come together on this day, the UN Day for the Eradication of Poverty, to bear witness and to remember of the inequities of the time past and the injustice that still persists, to lend our voices against the continuing poverty that still exists in this modern world. As we bear witness, we remember, and standing here in this place of remembrance, we make a pledge to strive for a future where no one is left behind.
I'm going to read a testimony now from an au pair who suffered from exploitation in Ireland. Her name is Mariaam. Living in poverty most of her life has had an impact of her outlook in life. She's always worries about day-to-day costs and living fear of the unknown. This is the story for many other people and low-wage workers like her, or those who earn below the minimum wage doing work that is not valued by many, yet so valuable to society. However, living in poverty like this does not break us. She knows for certain that this gives us opportunity to come together and demand a better and fair society, where we all have a place, where we are all valued, and we are all respected.
There's been a lot of positive changes for me in the past couple of years, but this year has really brought it all together. By getting involved and taking the opportunities that came my way, my outlook on life has improved and allowed me to discover a whole new set of skills. Being able to speak out and know that people are listening to me and I am being taken seriously is of real importance to me. When we take these opportunities, I see education for everyone as being key to eradicating poverty. I believe that education arms people to make their own opportunities, like today, to come together and act collectively. I also see communities as being a key element in overcoming poverty. I know the solutions are there in our communities. No longer do I walk around looking at my shoes, too dispirited or too ashamed to look up and be part of the world around me. Now I am focused on my future and focused on making it the best future it can be for me, for my family and for our society as a whole. Thank you.
We are 20 men and women from Dublin who work together to write this message. Most of us know very well what it means to be living on a low poverty income. Jackie said, leaving no one behind means bringing back homeless person to my home. I would not walk past a homeless person. If you're my friend when I'm on the street, you're still my friend when I'm not.
For a majority, access to basic rights is given. The securities they have from the start. But there is a responsibility for society to make sure that people who have to work hard to know and access their rights are really supported. One of us was in a project for a year doing well, and then that project was pulled. All the hope he had went. For every step he went forward, he felt he was going back 10. People do lose hope. They do lose faith in a system. They are frustrated and they feel they are left abandoned and rejected. It is now much more difficult to feel part of the same society, to feel a sense of being equal. We believe that we have a responsibility in building changes. We count on you to join us. Only together can we leave no one behind.
To leave no one behind, we have to understand each other, to take time to talk to each other, to walk in each other's shoes, especially when we want to work together. For those who receive a prison sentence, and let's not turn our backs. An answer lies in friendship. Today we want to remember all those who died in misery. Whatever our problems takes us to hell and back, we do still have feelings. And we have the right to live with respect. Our human
Humanity.
Our humanity can never be taken away from us.
Well done.
Thank you. I'm here to read a statement out on behalf of Phyllis, who's a resident in Dolphin House. And she would love to have been here today but couldn't make it. But what she has to say, I think, can be said by a growing number of local authority tenants. So I'm very happy to read it out on her behalf. I've come to know that I and you have human rights because we are human. We are supposed to live a life of dignity and respect. From the beginning, I really connected to the idea of emphasizing the human in all of us, especially when so much of our experience is dehumanizing. And yet all we want is an adequate home, which is a basic human right. I've come to know that an adequate home means a dwelling that is fit to live in, that is affordable, that has access to services, to family, and to community supports, and is one where adults and children can live in peace, security, and dignity.
Leave no one behind is a central principle of the Agenda 2030 goals. And we are, above all else, called upon to reforge a commitment to the inherent and universal dignity of every member of the human family. As we gather on this day, the world is turning its efforts and its capacities more fully than ever before to eradicate poverty. Let us all play our part in turning that dream into a reality.
Now some people need a holding hand, a shoulder to cry on, and we want to be the people who can empathize with them. We also want to remind mothers that having a child young cannot stop you from reaching all your goals. It could be education, employment, engaging in different activities, or anything. There are barriers such as childcare, the stigma attached to being a young mother, mental health issues, but there is power in togetherness. And once we come together, we can overcome all these barriers and reach for our goals.
I've been to an event in Leeds and a couple of other places that they've seen it, and it's been nothing but great reviews. There's a little tagline at the end of my text in the book that we also have from it, where I say it doesn't matter if you're earning millions of pounds or euros or you're earning nothing at all. Everyone brings something to their community.
Just to reflect on what we just heard for a moment, I think we did hear issues of poverty, isolation, loneliness, and the lack of support. But what we also heard was spirit, strength, determination, power, creativity. And that's what we're here to celebrate today. We're here to remember the struggle, but we're here to remember how we overcome that struggle. And that is so important. And the testimonies we just heard really point to overcoming that struggle, and that's really important for us here today. So thank you very much.
I became part of the High Hope Square TV Award nominees, which gave me a chance to do something I loved and be part of a community of choice. I have taken up upon becoming a peer researcher and together with a group from Focus Ireland. We have developed a new charter to guide the work of Focus Ireland. My experience, good and bad, have helped to inform my understanding of how Focus Ireland and other support services should work. You can see from my story that a couple of things are very important. Start working on issues early. Don't wait for the crisis. Focus on people's strengths, build on these, not their difficulties. Don't let people go around and around in a broken system. Work with people to address their own needs in early and consistently contributes to an equal society. Thank you for hearing my story.
Nelson Mandela told us, like slavery and apartheid, poverty is not natural. It is man-made, and it can be overcome and eradicated by the actions of human beings. So where do we go? Where do we begin? We do it by working together to ensure that Sustainable Development Goals adopted last month are living real targets. We must not leave anyone behind. We need to take action urgently now on eradicating poverty. There is an old Irish proverb that says, Ní nárt go chuir le chéile, which means unity is strength. Let us work together and eradicate poverty once and for all.